Ugh.
But then we are practically a neighbor here, Lance, on, what can I say? Victor Echo 9, Lima Echo Nancy, this is Kilo Echo 3 Victor Golf. Kilo Echo 3 Victor Golf, Victor Echo 9, Lima Echo November. And name here is Len, Lima Echo November. Yeah, Roger, you are in my log here, Len. I think we had a contact.
Hey, got Canadian.
On the 13th.
Oh, Tim, how's it going?
You are in my log.
Oh,
and we are
yeah, we got a Canadian.
Well, thank you, Len. I appreciate the contact. I was just checking.
First contact of the evening is a Canadian.
And looks like it's not that good. I checked 10 meters this morning, and it wasn't that great. In the 20 is the same. So
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to do something else there.
20 meters is working better on antenna 2.
This is KE3. We'll say 73 Len, and nice to hear you again. Yeah, 73. Last call, Kilo Echo 3 Victor Golf, calling 60 action listening.
Did he say Kilo X-Ray 3 Lima Golf? No.
Mexico 7 Echo Tango Sierra, is that Roger?
The new antenna is working beautiful.
Roger, Mexico 7 Echo Tango Sierra, Michael. Good copy on you. You are 5x4, Michael, 5x4, QSL. Yeah, Michael, you were strong and then you went down with the QSP. Are you still there? My call sign is the Kilo Echo 3 Victor Golf.
Kilo Echo.
Kilo Echo 3 Victor Golf.
Kilo Echo 3 Victor Golf. USA. Yeah, I tried loop on the ground. It was garbage. Didn't solve the issue. It didn't solve any noise issues. It just made everything quieter, signals coming in and the noise. So I then tried off-center dipole, and then I've gone for a second random wire. Although my loop on the ground was probably far too big. It ended up being about 40 meters long, I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry, there was a couple of stations, but Whiskey 2 station only, please.
It went round the entirety of my front garden.
Roger, Italy Whiskey 2, Mexico, Nancy, Guatemala, is that Roger?
I used a New Elect 9.1 Ballon, and no, so basically it went looping the ground into a 9.1 Ballon, and then into an SMA to SO239, and then it was a PL259 7-meter Mini 8 coax cable up to, so it's RG8 cable that I've got going from the Ballon up, and it's the same setup that I've got now that's running the random wire antenna too.
The condition is not that great. I'm going to sign out soon. It's not a great band condition today, but thank you again for the contact, and hope to hear you again soon.
But everything is SMA. So the little Ballon has SMA, and had I have had a long enough SMA to SMA cable, and annoyingly, where it is on top of the skanking, I've got a 5 metre RG58 estimator SMA, which would have probably fit perfectly. Right now, I've got a load of spare coax sort of dangling out the window. Not a huge amount. All I'm going to do is run it up round the window frame so it's not just spooled somewhere, and that'll be enough to sort of get it up and around and into the house. But I'm using exactly the same connection to, because it's the same equipment, even the same wire that has literally been changed from a loop on the ground to the random wire. Oh, he's in Maryland. No, it's a staying now. Speaker wire antenna. I just never changed the title of the stream. Speaker wire antenna 2 is staying, providing it survives wind and all of that, because it's not as sheltered from the wind as speaker wire antenna 1. It should be fine. Yeah, it's so basically it's 2 pieces of speaker wire joined. It's about 23 meters from the Scan King's pole down to the washing line pole, and then it goes another 19 meters from the washing line pole to the tree near my garage. So all in all, not including the little bits that are tied up and go into the Scan King pole and the bits that made the loops out of to hook it, but all in all we're looking at about 42 meters worth of antenna, usable antenna. Total length is maybe, I don't know, 42 and a half, something like that. But as I said, there's bits of it cable tied to the Scan King's pole that sort of goes into the pole, and I sort of folded it up a little bit and then amalgamated and taped it all up. So basically the top of the Scan King pole is covered in self-amalgamating tape to sort of try and weatherproof it as best I could. Speaker wire antenna 1 is in a new Balun 19 version 2, and it starts in a little weatherproof box outside the bedroom window. I just need to get a new antenna switch. I've decided I'm going to go for a second 2-port switch rather than going for a expensive 3-port. If I wanted to buy a 3-port switch, it would cost me 50 quid, and I would have to... Hello Johnny, how's it going? I can highly recommend the new Elec ones. They're not bad, they're cheap and they're small. V1 is smaller than V2, because when I tried to move speaker wire antenna 1 to start from the Scan King pole, I tried to tuck the V2 Balun into the top of the pole and it was just too wide. V1 isn't quite as good. It's got slightly more insertion loss, but it does it is a lot smaller. So if I show you the data sheet for it, but they're only 15 quid, whereas Baluns, if you wanted to order them from somewhere like Moonraker or whatnot, are double the price, of like 30 odd quid. And these have got ESD protection in them as well. Oh god, why has it done it like that? So there you go, it's got slightly more insertion loss, so it's like half a decibel, minus 1.5 decibel there on the V2, and it's like minus, I don't know, 1.75 there on the V1. But if you notice, around 55 about 57 megahertz, oh no, sorry, 60, sorry, they cross over in V1 Balun, but either way, there's not a, in terms of price, the V2 is about a £5 more expensive. The V1 So that's the V1. That's 15 quid. Literally push terminals. You literally just push them, tuck your wire in, job done. So what I did with that is I tucked my wire, pushed those terminals, jammed the wire in, and then I folded the wire back on itself so it went about halfway up the board. So basically the wire came out of the terminals, went to about there, and then folded back round and went out. And then what I did is I amalgamated and taped all around that. And then I've tucked that into the top of the Scan King's pole. And then where the wires then come out of the top of the Scan King pole, I've folded them over, tie wrapped them just at the top of the pole, so if the wind pulls on them, they're not going to just pull that straight out. So the tie wraps to the top, and then the whole top of the Scan King pole with that inside it is completely amalgamated and taped off. In fact, I amalgamated and taped it and then went over it with insulation tape just to be on the safe side. There's more tape on there than you know what to do with, so in theory that should be fairly weatherproof. I just haven't had any rain yet to test it. We have had ice, so it's been very cold and everything's been frozen, and condensation and frost doesn't appear to have caused any issues. So I have a feeling that that's absolutely fine. Yeah, that sits lovely in the top of an antenna pole. It's tiny. V2, that's in a little case. You can buy it as a bare bones unit for £5 cheaper. And basically it's yeah, that's a more complete unit. Both V1 and V2 balance, if I can show you the underneath of the board, if I've got a picture of it, and they bloody well don't. But both of these boards, oh god, is there bare bones? Let me have a look. Component, oh no. Give me a second. No. Where's the bare bones? They might have a picture of the underneath. Either way, basically, on the back of these boards, there's a tiny 0 ohm resistor labelled R1. As it comes out of the box, it's set up as a balun. But if you need an unun, like I needed for random wire antennas, you want an unun, unbalanced. All you do is just scrape away the trace with an old screwdriver or something to break the circuit, and that converts that from a balun to an unun. So I've got them both set to unun mode. Obviously, if you really wanted to and turn it back to a balun, you could put a blob of solder back on it to short that circuit out, but really just buy a new one, wouldn't you, at that price. Looks like the band is dropping out tonight. I came on a wee bit late. Nothing on 17 meters. Oh yes, there is. Very faint though. Sounds like an American accent though. Let me switch it to 20, the Mark 1, the original antenna. And you completely lose it, so... Hello, Holly. What are you doing watching my streams? You meant to be in your bed. Well, it's not bedtime yet, but obviously... I'm boring. You don't want to watch my streams. Looks like there's not much going on up here. Oh, well, let's see if there's anything on the 10 meter band. Nah, nothing. It appeared on your For You page. Oh God, YouTube is really pushing my stream hard if it's pushing it to 13-year-old children. Yeah, I know. My voice carries. Right, anyway, let's see what's on the 160 band. Antenna 2 works amazing for. What are you saying? No, I'm not. It's just Northamptonshire. Northamptonshire is a very big place. Love you. Please, and the Germans. That's a strong signal.
And thanks for listening to me. EI2 SPC Brian, EI5.
Oh, it's the Irish guys. Oh, look at that. If I turn it to the original antenna, they do drop down quite a bit. Antenna 2's great. Bye, Holly. Love you. Have fun.
10 plus 20. No problems at all. It's very good, actually. So there you go, Brian. All good. Terrible evening here when I got home this evening.
Can't be as bad as mine. I just had to shell out 130 quid on a fucking plumber because I made a stupid mistake.
-7. But anyway, there you go, Brian. Nice to get you there tonight. And a very good night to everyone else by frequency as well. Hand it back to you, Brian. EI2 SBC, EI3 JRB. Roger, Ruben. Yeah, you're about 30 over. Not a bad evening here. A bad night. It was raining a bit earlier on. But like that, I was in Sligo today and it was 9 degrees.
Oh, mate, I put 2 screws in central heating pipe. Caused a leak. 130 quid's worth of stupid mistake. Basically, we pulled the carpet on the landing yesterday because the wife wants something to do while she's not at work. And basically, we pulled up all of the carpet. Downstairs in the front entrance, the floorboards came up lovely. Went over them with a 40 grit sandpaper. Well, not sandpaper, 40 grit orbital sander. Came up beautifully. Ready to varnish. We're going to varnish behind the front door, and they look not bad at all, to be honest with you. We're just going to keep the bare floorboards. You then go up the stairs. The stairs, they're a bit shit. They've been falling apart for years. They're not... Now I've stripped everything back and removed the carpet, they're not quite as bad as I thought they were. My patch job where I put the extra wooden wedges underneath them a few years ago is holding up quite well, and they feel quite sturdy. But then we get to the landing, pull the carpet up there, which stank a cat piss because one of the kittens decided it was going to do a piss on it a few months back. I tried cleaning it with Vanish, but I couldn't smell it, but I must be nose blind to it. But the wife has got the nose of a fucking bloodhound. Oh no. Oh, well, it's not the... You're like me. You can't leave well enough alone. It's good enough, but it's not good enough. So you fucking... So you think, I can do a better job. And you've popped the key, and let me guess, have you broken the fucking key clip?
There you are. I'm sure you're absolutely crazy busy
Yep.
at the moment.
Figured that one would be the case.
Too. It's just hard to get time to radio these days. Well, with calving and one thing and another.
Oh dear.
But anyway, no problem. I'm not going to hold it.
Is there no way at all? There has to be a way of replacing the scissor switches.
John, how are you?
130 quid. Jesus Christ.
2FN from EI3 JRB. EI3 JRB in the group from EI2FN. Okay, very good evening to you. Ruben, you're 5-9 plus 15. 5-9 plus 15 down here. And myself went around the stop. So we had a miserable afternoon. Rain until about 12 or 1, and then it started. So we had some wind as well with it.
There's a $9.99 per key replacement kit here.
No problem. You're 5 and 9 back in here tomorrow. No problem.
I don't know if you can
John. Very good in all of that.
use the below chart
Lovely
to find your hinge
get you
type.
in. The band is, well, I don't know, it seems to be extremely quiet tonight.
Oh, you're
for
kidding.
me. I was up on the
So they would literally have to...
there for a while.
Fuck's sakes, that's a whole new keyboard then.
Over an hour on it.
Man, I bet you missed the days of the X230 where you could literally just pay 20 quid on fucking Amazon, not Amazon, 20 quid on eBay and literally just have an entire keyboard for it.
Do you notice that? Do you notice that 20 meters got very noisy, over? Well, it's not a band that I would spend much time on, to be honest with you, Ruben. I usually spend around 30, 40 and 80.
So 130 quid seems to do a recurring theme. So anyway, yeah, back to what I did. So yeah, we pulled the car up at the top of the stairs, and the floorboards. Ah, Jesus, man. And yeah, to replace the keyboard yourself, you would have to take all of the motherboard out from underneath. They have made these laptops almost impossible to fucking repair, mate. $80-meter band is favoured by antenna original. But yeah, so back to what I did. So yeah, we pulled the carpet on Sunday night, and honestly, we pulled the carpet, and this is where carpet hid a multitude of sins. So there was one little floorboard that was cut too small, and there's a big old gap between it and like the bathroom, the edge where the bathroom door is. So there was a cavernous gap. I could get my hand in there. One floorboard was only held in by one nail and just wobbling. And so what I thought I'd do, I thought I'll put a couple of little screws in. I knew there was a pipe under there because I'd felt it, but I thought I'm far enough away, I should be alright. Put a couple of screws in, listened to, and didn't hear any hissing, thought, I've done it, I'm out of the way. Next day, Ali, got home from work, Ali said, there's a couple of wet patches on the floor upstairs. I was like, you're kidding. You're absolutely kidding me. Went and had a look, put my ear to the floor, couldn't hear anything. Like, wonder where these have come from. This has baffled me. And then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna pull one of the floorboards up and see. As I then undid the screw, fucking water shot out in my face. I was like, for fuck's sake. There we go. That's why they half-arsed it and only put one fucking nail in the first place. Because they couldn't be bothered to fucking put the screws in around the fucking pipes. So I've literally paid 130 quid, and it was luckily the guy is the local plumber in the village who got it out. And like, we get like a little newsletter magazine thing from the local parish council. They send it out, and so the wife went, let's have a look for a number in the back of there. Well, I do know where the stop tap is. I know where both of them are. But doesn't help when it's a central heating pipe, because that's so. I then drained the boiler, called the local plumber. Luckily, it was at the end of the day. He'd just got home. Luckily, 10 minutes later, and yeah, he cost me 130 quid to put 2 blobs of solder on the pipes. But he did have to cut a tiny bit of floorboard out and sort of do it that way. But yeah, 2 bits of solder on the pipes. I was like, fuck. So they're all soldered up. We've tested it. We even overpressured the boiler slightly. We put the boiler at like 2.2, 2.3 bar. We set it going. We drained all the bled all the radiators. But yeah, that was a very costly mistake. I've now put the screws back in, but this time I put a torch under through the gap in the floorboards and looked exactly where the joists were, and I took every screw in and out multiple times. I could have done it myself, mate, if I had a blowtorch. But the problem is, I don't feel confident in doing it myself. Do you know what I mean? I want to go up on the higher bands, because that's where the American guys normally are. Yeah, I know.
Не накладывал, никогда и не будет накладывать. То есть ВСУ могут бить западным вооружением финским по международно признанной российской территории. Еще более
Oh, this
интересно,
guy's signal's coming in lovely.
новоизбранного президента Финляндии, господина Стуба, который сказал, что его страна...
Yeah, well, the thing is, I knew there was pipes there, and I thought if I followed the original holes where the original nail holes were, I thought if I put screws in with the original nail holes, I'll be fine. I thought if I go for the originals were clearly there in the first place. If I put them back through the originals, because I knew there was pipes, but yeah. And it turns out when they put the new central heating system in, they coupled it to the old one. So what they did is they've pulled the boards up and ran the new pipes sort of next to the old ones, and they're sort of joined together somewhere. Because you've got two fat new pipes, which are the two I pierced, that go under the boards and turn to go into Holly's bedroom, and then you've got two old thinner ones that come out of Holly's bedroom and go into our room. And I suspect the original nail holes were from when the house was had the original central heating system in. They've put this new one in and have not bothered nailing the floorboard down properly. They put one single nail in. I wondered why half the floorboards felt fucking loose and wobbly. They've not been fucking nailed in properly. I bet that's why. There's one just behind this office chair where the floorboard dips. So you've got all the other floorboards are like that, and there's one that just dips like that. That's just behind my chair. Holly's got one in her bedroom, and I suspect what's happened is they've done the upgrade to the central heating and ran all the pipes, but then never put the floorboards back properly. Carpeted over it, hoping nobody'd ever notice. Honestly, I told you, ever since I moved in this house has been a cowboy job. And I've been literally fucking... honestly, it looked... When you first moved in, it looked fine from the surface, but it didn't take long for shit to start falling apart. Do you know what I mean? It was one of those where it was surface level. When we first moved in, it was nice, clean, tidy, central heating, all of that stuff. But yeah, and then it just... It wasn't built to last, the bits. Pretty much. Bear in mind, when we knocked in the fireplace, they'd literally they'd sort of put a couple of bricks into the fireplace, left a load of rubble and cigarette butts in the fireplace. So they'd obviously been smoking, just chucked them in the fireplace, and literally, rather than cleaning it out, they literally drilled a hole, ran a gas pipe through, put a couple of bricks in, and then just literally screwed a piece of plasterboard to the bricks. And literally, these were piss poor cement job. I could have done a better job than that, and I'm not a cementer. And they literally hung this gas fire onto this plasterboard. Years ago, because we never used it and it just get clogged up with dust, years ago, one of the plumbers who came and did the gas safe test went, "Do you want us to just cap that off? Are you ever going to use it?" And I went, "Nope." And they went, "Okay, well, we'll cap it off then." And the landlords agreed, because I think it was about to get condemned as unsafe. And so they just capped it off. And so the day the mortgage cleared and we bought the house, the day it was in our name, I went to unhook the fireplace off the wall, could see the fucking plasterboard going behind it. Me and the wife just looked at each other and went, "Should we just see what's behind there?" Yanked the plasterboard and the fireplace looks fucking lovely. And so we knocked the shitty brickwork out, spray painted it black with the like brick spray paint you can get, and then literally just put a fake electric fire in there. And we don't use the heating element of that fire, so we just literally put this more of a decorative fireplace, but we've got this brick fake log burner in there. Oh, anyway, let's have a look at the 40 metre band. So Oh yeah, no, 40 metres is, yeah, it's better on original antenna. But yeah, I feel like a complete dickhead for doing it. And the plumber was like, nah, mate, don't worry, my brother's chippy. And he called me out because he'd screwed into the fucking pipework. I'd repaired it for him. And then 5 minutes later, he calls me back and went, you ain't going to guess what I've done. I've put the fucking screw back in the same place. It's like, you're fucking kidding me. And he went, oh yeah, I'm a plumber and I've put screws through pipes before. I'm just lucky that he came out. I mean, to be honest with you, it was 130 quid. I mean, I was looking at how they would fix it if there's like a permanent fix. And basically, some guy said on the screw fix forum he got charged 150 quid, so... Yeah, it's about right. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, mate. I've made two DIY mistakes in this house that have required me calling an emergency contractor in. Both mistakes have been in that landing. Both of them have. Now, don't get me wrong, my DIY is not the best, but most of the time I can sort of patch it or bodge it back together myself. The two mistakes I've made that have required me to call professionals in have been in that hallway. First one was I was trying to screw a carbon monoxide sensor to the wall, and I screwed a screw into the wall, went straight through an electric cable to the light switch, and as I looked down I went, yeah, I made a mistake. In my haste I put it straight up and didn't think of it. I'm lucky I didn't blow myself up, to be honest with you. But yeah, I went straight through the light switch cable. Needless to say, the carbon monoxide sensor's velcroed to the wall now. Because I'd already made a mess. Yeah, there's already screw holes and stuff in the wall, so I thought, fuck it, I'll just velcro it over the top of the screw holes. And in all fairness, the velcro's held perfectly. That was a few years ago. I paid a guy, he had to come up and pull a new bit of wire through from the loft, which thankfully was really easy to do because it was right at the entrance to the loft, so all he had to do is sort of pop himself on the entrance and do it. And then, yeah, literally these floorboards. But as I said, the fact is, it did become a line tester, mate. There's lots of Europeans tonight, but there's not many. I want some American. I had a Brazilian the other couple of days. In fact, I got the same Brazilian twice. That's FT8. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. There's something there. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't buy any Malahite radios or anything in the meantime. Although I'm still gutted that I didn't order it for that Malahite for 50 quid. Because it went straight up to 100 the next day. I wish I'd have got it. Because even if it was crap, at 50 quid, you're not overly fussed. At 260 quid, you want it to be fucking spot on and perfect.
Japan, London. My name is Gary, Golf Alpha Radio Yankee. I'm in the state of West Virginia.
Oh, here we go. We've got a West Virginia dude.
Sierra, Julia, Lima. November 3, Sicily, Japan, London. Check out.
Yeah, that's it. I wish I'd have got it, to be honest with you. But yeah.
5 and 8, 58 into West Virginia. Check out.
because I would have happily taken that. That's a DSP2, even though that's a DSP1. But I was looking for a... So I actually put 1.10D in, because there is one sitting for 70 quid. But it's one of those where you have to... It's not got the active firmware on it, and you have to pay the Russians to activate it. But from what I can gather, nobody's been able to get hold of the Russians for a long time, and they suspect they may have been conscripted to the Ukraine war. That's the one I was looking at, the Global Trade Store. The thing is, this was the one that was 50 quid. In fact, they keep going up in price. That was 97 yesterday. But this Global Trade Store has no feedback, no nothing yet. 49 followers. And it's only been a store since January the 30th. Has your hack RF arrived yet? Yeah, I know it's not too bad. But the thing is, when the closer you get to that DSP2's price, you then go, I may as well just get the DSP2, because that's the all singing, all dancing Mac Daddy one. Because to be honest with you, and that's gone up in price, that's the Deep Elect one. That was, oh no it wasn't, oh no. Deep Elect one was 150 quid. Yeah, this one also gets very good reviews. But at 160 quid, you're thinking, you know, that extra 100 gets you the full range that a Malahite can do, because you've not got the big gap between 200 and 400 megahertz, even though, let's face it, yeah, this is 156, this one is. This is the one that gets a lot of reviews as well. Although it's 160 with shipping. The problem is with the Malahites is they're all different. And some of them are really good, and some of them are literally not even worth the fucking components they're built out of. So if I switch to the original antenna, oh, he's in the east. The American guy's fading, but if I switch to the west antenna, I can hear him a lot better. But he is fading now. Oh, I'll show you my little picture I drew on Microsoft Paint yesterday, Staz. I'll send it to you as well, but I've got it on stream here. This is my current antenna layout. I haven't put the grounds in. Bear with me a second.
Thank you very much for the call. And I'm 120 miles due west of Washington, D.C. in the mountains, okay?
Just gonna send you it so you've got a better, you can see it better on if you're watching on the phone, and you don't have to. But that is my antenna layout. Obviously not to scale. I didn't fucking do this properly. But it sort of gives you sort of a rough idea of where the antennas are pointing, which explains why this antenna picks up the Americans better and this one picks up the Europeans better. I have to admit, I think my artwork is pretty good. it gets the job done. I drew this on stream, was it yesterday, day before, something like that? Yeah, and it's almost straight. Almost. Got a little bend in it, but compared to the one in the front, which looks like Harry Potter's scar, the one in the back is actually quite... Yeah, punctured pipe. Back door's there. Punctured pipe is about where the E is on the house. Stairs go from here to there. Bathroom is about there. Holly's room is the little box room. And my bedroom's the bigger than there. So yeah, the punctured pipe is around where the mouse pointer is there. Thankfully nowhere near the antennas. Although I got very lucky because I only did the upper parts of the pipe. I only used short screws. Yeah, that's where it is, mate. But yeah, luckily I'd only just pierced them. You're talking literally the pointy part of the screw. That was it. Barely any in, because I knew as well. I knew there was pipes there, so I deliberately used the smallest screws I could that were just barely longer than the floorboard, but just enough to hold it in place to stop it wobbling. And they were still too fucking long. The plumber did say you were lucky you didn't use any other screws, because if you'd have gone through, it would have literally... So luckily what happened was the pressure shot it out and it went straight into the joists, which absorbed it, and then sort of pushed it through into a couple of the floorboards, including one of the floorboards which wasn't actually anywhere near the pipe. So I had to get him to look underneath to make sure there wasn't another set of pipes I'd actually accidentally hit. But where did the wet patch first one of the wet patches first manifested, it wasn't anywhere near where I'd put any screws. So I was like, how the fuck's it leaking there? Which is what threw me off. I was like, I haven't done anything there, so why is it wet there? But yeah, because they were at an angle and the pressure pushed the water up through the joists and into the floorboards. So the floorboard, one of the floorboards is still quite wet at the moment. I think that wet patch will be there for a while. But yeah, if it could have been worse, because luckily only a tiny bit went to the ceiling underneath, and right underneath those pipes, an electrical junction box which appears to be for the lights. So I got extremely lucky, because that could have blown electrics and everything. But luckily, where the screws were in, it obviously kept a lot of the pressure back, and then any pressure that did come out just went straight into the wood, and the wood protected the rest of the house. Because yeah, I could have blown the electrics up. I could have woken up with no lights in the morning. Going, what the fuck? Yeah, basically.
12 kilowatts when you full Foxley North.
Well, I need to reply to a YouTube comment on the a video on one of someone rewatched the video on demand of my SDR stream yesterday, and he made a comment about the POXAG, and actually I said on yesterday's stream, I don't know what AFA stands for, Actuated Fire Alarm. It goes straight to the London Fire Brigade. I need to thank him for that comment.
I think I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the evening. And I'll look for you in the morning. Just before we get ready to leave, okay?
Oh, I never looked at 15 metres. Ah, very little up here as well. Oh, I tell you what I did get the other day, Skaz. When speaker wire antenna 2 was in its off-centre dipole configuration, it worked, no word of a lie, it worked so well on the, which band was it? This band. It worked so well on the 31 metre band. Oh, was that you who commented on my video, was it? There we go. Thanks for that. I needed to reply and say thanks. I think it... Let me just double check. Oh, bloody YouTube on the phone is shit. You can't view notifications and shit. Give me a second. That's my live today. Hang it, was that yesterday's one? There we go. Yeah, I appreciate that, mate. Yeah, I knew there was the 2 pager systems. I knew one was Flex and one was POXAG. That pager is a pager, in my opinion. Obviously, different ways of doing the same fucking thing, isn't it? But, yeah, I didn't know what AFA stood for, so that was a good call. And, yeah, I knew there was a legal grey area with regards to them, so I've always been quite careful with them on the stream. They're interesting to look at, but I've sort of veered away from looking at them on stream. I did them yesterday because I was testing the antenna, but yeah, I've never ever shown the app on stream because of the amount of personal data that's in it. But anyway, going back to what I was saying about this band. So yeah, when the antenna that I'm using now was in speaker wire dipole configuration, no word of a lie, I got the third. So Radio Romania was broadcasting down here. I think it was on like 9500. Yeah, I think it was 9. Yeah, it's not there tonight. Yeah, it was there. It was on like 9500. And it came in ridiculously strong. Well, it was that strong that I got the third harmonic of it up on the CB band. So I looked on the CB band, I was like, oh fuck, there's some activity up here. Tuned it in, and it's like, this is a radio station. I don't think radio stations broadcast in CB band. Went onto the old radio station checker, and yeah, nothing should be broadcasting up there. And then when it announced itself as Radio Romania, I was like, okay, that's odd. And then looked at the frequencies, saw what it was actually broadcasted on, went through its frequency, saw how strong it was, and it turns out, yeah, it was the third harmonic. I got the second and the third. I was like, fucking hell, that's mental. So, but when it was in dipole configuration, it was really particular. Worked fucking amazing. The 17 metre band, the 31 metre band, it just was fantastic on those bands, but wasn't very good anywhere else. It was okay on CB, and as I said, I got something on the 6 metre band as well, but it was mostly those, yeah, it was mostly the 17 metre band it worked really well on. But I figured go back to a random wire configuration. I wasn't overly happy with its performance. Don't get me wrong, it was great at what it did, but I wanted a more of a wider band, sort of, but just something that pointed west. If that makes sense. But I'll tell you what, there's some stark differences. This is antenna 2 in the back garden. I mean, that's not a bad looking noise floor and whatnot. Antenna 1. Just a complete fucking mess. That band is unusable. And if I put the Scan King in, because of the LNA, its noise floor is like S9 plus 10. Just the noise floor. So the fact that I've been able to get a contact on the 6 metre band for the first time ever was quite impressive. I could actually... Oh, the RF gain was turned down as well. Oh man, I could have got them as Americans a bit better. Nothing there. You know what? I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way since I haven't got any, since I haven't got the second switch yet, but I am going to plug the Scan King in. So poor old Mark speaker wire antenna 2 is getting pulled out. And we'll see if we can get any local nets. Oh, tightened up properly this time. There we go. I want to know what this is. This has to be a local repeater that is keeping the channel open, but not broadcasting any idents, because it's silent. If it was a noise spike, it would be making a horrible squeal. But even if I go AM, it's just quiet. You know, no matter how I demodulate it, it's just absolute silence. So this has to be a local repeater keeping its frequency open. That's the only thing I can think of it being. Unless it's something to do with a local oscillator, I don't know, but... I reckon this is a DMR signal. Give me a second. That's a DMR signal. We can decode this. Yeah, I've looked the frequency up. Give me a second. We're going to see if we can decode it. Might be too weak. And just try and tune it in a wee bit better. Right, this is definitely a DMR signal. Because it's broadcasting like a DMR signal. Ah, typical. Just as I get everything set up, it stops going. Oh no, here we go. Anything? Nah. The DSD decoder is not doing it. I don't imagine that's an easy PAL signal. I thought that was mostly for HF. It's definitely something digital though. Yeah, it's not easy PAL. This is someone speaking, isn't it? Because it's erratic. It's not staying on for overly long. Let's try a 101 squelch. It could be too weak to it to be decoded. Although it sounds fairly clear though. A bit more gain. Goodbye. Yeah, broadcast stream mix and output device to the chat. Yeah, it's not... This is definitely a DMR signal. Which a DSD app should be able to decode. I'm pretty much lined up perfectly on it. It's not going to do it, is it? Let me close and open the DSD app again and just see. I may have accidentally done some setting. Nah. Normally, if it was able to decode, the little command prompt window goes absolutely bonkers. This is definitely some form of digital talking. It is. I wonder if it's the police. I wonder if this is the Tetra radio. I don't think it is though, because it's right in the 70cm amateur band. I'd assume they'd have their own band assigned to them, so I don't imagine it's Tetra. But the only reason I can think of not being able to decode it is the fact that it's got some kind of encryption to it. And if it has got encryption, civilians are fucking boring if they're encrypting it. Oh, nothing on 2 meters. I'll tell you what, nobody's about tonight, is there? Ah, not even any local repeaters. That's that digital one, isn't it? That's noise, I suspect. Yeah, nothing about. Okay, that sucks. Just make sure the Scan King is working. I'm pretty sure it is. This is always a good way to test how well the Scan King's working, because this is something that requires quite a sensitive antenna. Oh, you haven't seen this map, have you, Skaz? Give me a second. So it's been updating my coverage, because sometimes I just leave this running for shits and giggles. So, you know, I always said to the west was my weakest signal. As you can see, southwest there is a bit weak and whatnot. For some reason, try 4325125. I'll have a look in a minute. Give me a second. But yeah, as I said, this could only be a military plane, something that can fly fucking close to the fucking outer space, I imagine. Because the maximum range for ADSB on for an average ADSB receiver is 250 nautical miles. Or well, beep, 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 gimme. Yeah, I can pick one up just past Nantes in France, which when I looked, I think was about 320 nautical miles. So it literally had to be fucking. I mean, that's about 40,000 feet, that is. So that would have had to have been cruising at something like 60, 80, 100,000 maybe. And at that point, you're only talking military planes. But if they're military planes, why would they have an ADSB beacon broadcasting out where every fucking dickhead on the internet can just decode them? So yeah, either way, something weird has happened. Oh god, right, so 432.5125. Give me a second. Nah, nothing there from me. If I just... Yeah, look, nothing on that DMR there. I am going to try something for this DMR. Let me remember to get the frequency as best I can on here. We're looking at 434 512 500. 434 512 434 512 434 512 434. Okay. Narrow FM. Narrow FM. 12K. Just get noise reduction. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I know they do have ADSB, but yeah, you just think they'd have had it turned off. Now, even with the noise reduction and stuff on, it's not having it. It's not a pager frequency, is it? I don't think it is. Although when something that goes dee da does sound like pages. And I know there used to be pager frequencies up at 400, but I don't think this is it. But I'll open up POXAG just in case some new freak fucking pager network has become active. I'm pretty certain it's going to be DMR, but I'm assuming it's encrypted DMR. Yeah, nothing on that. That's rather frustrating. I wanted to decode it and listen in. Wonder what this could be. Right, so 434.512. I don't think it's a local. Maybe it is. I don't know. 434.512. No. God, it's not even finding that. That's 454, isn't it? I mean, this does look a lot like the POXAG frequency you get on the, although maybe not, because when you decode the 153, there's two peaks. I wonder. No, I'm not going about it the wrong way. It's definitely FM. It's a Motorola, is it? Ah, what this will be used for then? I wonder where this will be broadcasting from then. Whatever it is, it's fucking expensive. So I wonder if then there's a local business then that's probably... Because I'm right close to an industrial estate, so it's entirely feasible then that a local business has their own... has now got a new comms network, potentially, that runs on these Motorola things. It kind of makes sense. Nothing? Oh, okay. Fuck is this? Noise. Ah, okay. CC was. Ah, okay. Ah. 5345125. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not even getting the old guys on the local repeaters. Normally I can pick up the Tring repeater. Yeah, nothing. Damn it. I wanted to listen to fucking business people talking about moving lorries about in the yard or some shit. Some boring shit, you know what I mean? I mean, it's unlikely it's going to be the Mercedes place down the road. That'd be cool if it was. Oh, hello. This is a pager frequency of some kind. I've seen this. It's always here on the 446, and I've tried to decode it with PDW, but nothing decodes it. And that needs a high squelch level. Yeah, there's definitely, if you watch it come in, it looks exactly like the pager frequency, 153.350. If it does ever fucking broadcast again. There you go. It looks and sounds exactly like the pager frequency on PDW. But it's not. Unless, give me a second. Nah. Third harmonic, and it wouldn't be, but third harmonic of... Yeah, there's a couple of McDonald's drive-thrus close. But I always thought, because I used to work at one, I thought they were Bluetooth. But yeah, it could be. There is a few drive-thrus quite close. In fact, there's a coffee shop drive-thru just around the corner, but I don't think that is... I mean, so it could be something like that. It's there, though. It's constant there, so... It's right in the old PMR band as well. Right, give me a second. We'll remove the scan ping, because that's not exactly doing a huge amount at the moment. There's nobody broadcasting on local nets. Maybe it's getting a bit late for the old boys. I mean, they are like in their 80s. Most of them are. Ah, could be then, because I know some drive-thrus might adopt different systems. But I'm almost certain that the McDonald's I worked there might be that. I don't know. I always thought they were Bluetooth. But actually, it could be that setup. Alright, let's put antenna 2 in. Yeah, when I get a second coax switch, I'll be quite happy. As said, the antenna switches are going to be laid out as follows. So it's going to go from the SDR out via a little 50cm patch cable to the first coax switch. Fair that. But yeah, the SDR is gonna be wired up. SDR to the first antenna switch. Muck pager. Well, you guys, Johnny, in America, it used to happen all the time when they used to use analog. Fucking now, because you guys love your churches with the big PA systems and stuff. There's stories of the old like the pastor doing a fucking sermon, and fucking next thing you know, if someone's ordering a fucking Big Mac over the old sermon. And I said, God, give me a signal that he doesn't want people to starve. Yes, I'd like a Big Mac, please. Hallelujah, brother. God has put out the signal. He wants a Big Mac. Would God like some fries with that? Hallelujah. And a large Coke as well. God is a man of good taste. Not much going on tonight. I'm trying to see if I can find... Yeah, the noise spikes are lesser on the second antenna. Again, there's not much... CB band. As I said, it baffles me that the CB band... Obviously, I'm in a 10 metre band now, but it baffles me that the CB band is so dead. Especially in this town, because we have the CB fucking warehouse down the road. Literally, Thunderpole CB warehouse is 5 minutes away from my house. You know, so I guess nobody really uses it anymore, do they? About 12 meters. Anyone down here? Anybody? Ooh. Right, let's turn the script. You know what? Let's see how far we can get some people on FTA. Hopefully we can get some Yanks this way. I know you're an American, Johnny. Are you okay with a bit of ribbon, you know, being called a Yank? Obviously, if you want to call me a pommy bastard, then fair play. Is that noise or FT8? It looks like FT8. Oh, I don't know. That's it, mate. Maybe it's not FT8. 10 meter band is dead. Nobody? Ah, this is a whole lot of fucking nothing tonight. Oh, here we go, look. See? What a mate. I won't go as far as calling you bloody Yank, but... I know some people nowadays get offended when you call them the old words. Right, have we got anything coming up on the... Oh, yes, we're getting some USA contacts. Let me get the local map up. Can you all see that? Here we go. I'll mute the squeals. Ain't nobody want to listen to that shit. So, here we go. We're getting some good contacts. N1UL in Florida. If he isn't posing with an alligator in his QRZ page, I'll be very disappointed. N1UL. All I know about Florida is it's got Disneyland and fucking, or Disney World, I should say, and alligators. Well, that looks like a certificate, not an alligator. Wait a minute, and this is going to be horrible as fuck. Give him a little purple scar. That's Mikhail fucking Gorbachev, isn't it? God rest him home. But the president that brought McDonald's to Russia, only for Putin to get it fucked off again. See, they look like normal antennas. Then he's got a big fucker right behind it. See, I'm getting loads of contacts coming in, but they're not shown on the map. I've got VA38WHU. That's a Canadian contact. That is VA3. I know it is. Because for some reason, Canadians use V, which has always baffled me. Yeah. Yeah, it says New Jersey. But he's down in Florida, according to that. I think that might be a bit wrong. I remember last week, I ran this FT8 last week, and there was a fucking Russian guy in the North Pole. Literally, his call sign was right up there. I was like, what the fuck's he doing at the North Pole? Why getting the old fucking Polar Explorers broadcasting their FT8 signal? Funny if that was the case, wouldn't it? What are we looking at? WE3ARE. Here we go. WE3ARE. Oh, what? Yeah, there we go. Oh, no big pictures of your antenna. That sounds a bit gay. I want to see another bloke's antenna. Then I can compare how big my antenna is to his antenna. Really throw the innuendo out there then. £1 fish, £1 fish. Well, that guy likes his fish there. Ah, buenas amigos. Right, so the wife wanted to come to bed at 11:15. Right, anyway, the map isn't updating. I'm seeing shit coming in. Wait a minute. Oh, I know why. I'm an idiot. I muted the FT8, so I didn't hear it. I muted it on the fucking mixer. And when I mute it on the mixer, it mutes it to everything. That's why the map hasn't been updated. Here we go. Look, stuff's coming in now. Look. I'm a fucking moron. Yeah, got to compare me broomstick, mate. LU6 MAL. Well, these men are more manly than me. They got bigger antennas. Mine's only a little thin piddly thing, but it gets the job done. Until I want to transmit, and then it won't. It'll melt. Go to transmit and just see molten plastic fucking as the insulation melts off the wire. Oh, 12 meters to 10 is poor. 17 to 15 should be quite good according to his little chart. Oh, 6 meter, 4 meter, and 2 meter. The bands are closed. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Oh, nice. There you go. Look. So that's where they get them from. Oh, Jesus, look at America. It's loads. I can't fucking see enough of them to fucking snoop on their profiles. Where is ZB2CM? Oh, Gibraltar. If that dude hasn't got an antenna right at the top of the rock of Gibraltar, I'll be disappointed. Brother O'Brien. Oh, he's got an antenna, but it's not up on the rock. Oh, the rock's in the background. It needs to be up the top of the rock. What's the point putting it below the rock if you can't get it up to the top? The only problem is, though, if you put it at the top of the rock, then the monkeys will break it, from what I hear. Those monkeys are right violent little shits. Especially if you've got something they want. Look, fucking talks about Mr. Gibraltar and Miss World, and then he goes on about his chopper. He's like, I want Miss fucking Gibraltar to ride on my chopper. And not that chopper, if you know what I mean. Sorry, I'm too tired and knackered and drained of money and stuff. Oh dear. Just finding silly things funny now. I can child that, old child's fucking innuendo. WP4 RBS. That's an American one. WP4 RBS. Those Americans never. Those Yanks never fucking disappoint with their antennas. They're always big. Oh, he's in Puerto Rico. I know they're part of the States, but do they consider themselves part of the States? Oh, here we go. That dude got a fucking the golden eye aiming antenna in it. He's got a fucking radio telescope at his house by the looks of it. Hey, look, fucking astronomical societies. I reckon that rock does block a bit of his signal. Depending on where he is, I think he's blocking out Africa. Which might not be a bad thing. Oh, I can't say that. That's horrible to Africans. Yeah, dude's got a fucking radio telescope. Nice. Nice. VP2ETE. I'm sure I've seen that call sign before. VP2ETE. Anguilla. Nice. I think I have seen this dude before. Maybe not. I did actually get some Caribbean contacts the other day when I was testing the antenna out. Anyway, we've got some voice going on here, and in fact, that's coming in quite strong. Hopefully, it is one of our friends from over the pond. Our fellow nuking the world friends.
Booster, or whatever, how you call it. So no,
some volume up.
No more. So there must be another way. Anyhow, Stan, thank you very much for the information. I'm going to look for it. Yeah, you are 10 over at the moment. Kilo Echo 5, Echo Echo Papa Juliet 7 of Mike. Thank you very much. 73 Stan, over. Okay, very good.
No, I don't think that was right.
Sorry, wait, before you go. Very, very important. Since you took 2 of the shots, I did not know you took the shots. Okay. That means you have to hit my close.
Look, sorry.
And you need to detox. I'll try to wear down.
This band might actually be coming in a bit stronger now.
So here's what you do. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I'm giving you advice that I've gotten from
Sounds like two Americans speaking to each other. Hey, look at that. I've got both sides of the conversation. That's rare that happens.
Go to your local pharmacy. Over the counter, pick up a bottle or two of NAC. That's Nancy Alpha Charlie. It's a supplement. It's over the counter. No prescription needed. You want to get 600 milligram tablets, okay? A tablet to a capsule.
They'll help you get hard on.
600 milligram of NAC. That's N-acetylcysteine. That will detox your body from the spike protein that you got from the 2 shots. Do not ever take any more shots. And take the ivermectin, you'll be fine. Yeah, copy that. NAC, Nancy Alpha Charlie, 600 milligrams. I'm going to look for it and also investigate it online what it does, of course, before you put something in your body, of course. That's a good advice. Thank
Ask
you
your
very
doctor
much,
about NAC.
Okay, and 2 more things you might pick up while you're there.
You're getting drug dealing advice online. On the radio, I mean. What is it about Americans advertising medication on the airwaves? Whether it's dude on the radio or American TV adverts. I've seen those adverts. Ask your doctor about fucking amphetamines. Be good for your soul. Or fucking ask your doctor about medical grade morphine. Like over here, you go to the doctor and you get what they prescribe you, whereas in America, they put all these adverts on fucking TV for like prescription grade pharmaceuticals. It's like, really? Yeah, I know, it's massive over there, isn't it, healthcare? It's just the old American TV. Ask your doctor about this. Oh, okay. I can't wait for the American advert for Dignitas. Ask your doctor about Dignitas. Are you just a depressed motherfucker? Yeah. Ask your doctor about Dignitas. And if you don't know what Dignitas is, Johnny, well, that's what I was joking about. In Switzerland, there is a place called Dignitas, where you can go in medically assisted suicide. They do get big rebates in America, don't they? I'm surprised you don't see them coming in there with their scrubs. Your fucking tumour removal today is sponsored by fucking Adderall or fucking... I don't even know what American... They've all got weird fucking... Yeah. Your tumour is being extracted today, sponsored by morphine. Ask your doctor about the new morphine doses today. DK. They would, wouldn't they? Coming in their scrubs all sponsored up. You look at the prescription. You've prescribed me... I've only got, like, a headache and you've prescribed me morphine. Are you sure that's right? I thought you just needed some paracetamol. Nah, morphine's the best. Well, morphine cost me like $1,000. You know, paracetamol's like £1. Yeah, no. Need the morphine. Oh, okay. You're the doctor. You know best. Kick back. If he said PK, I think that's a Brazilian call sign. He's very faint, but he is there. Let me switch to the other antenna. I don't think I'll get him. Nah, he's stronger on the west antenna. Just faint, just very, very close to losing him. Oh, my RTL SDR shouldn't be too long for getting here. I think it's left China now. VK could be Oz, or if it was PK, it could be Brazil. I have had a Brazilian guy on 20 metres last week, or was he 17 metres? 17, I think it was. I'm sure that was Papa Kilo. I'll be over the moon if it was a Victor Kilo. I do want something from the Far East. Far East. I've had a Japanese guy on HF. Yeah, antenna 1's not picked. The original antenna's not picking it up. Not getting the other side of the signal this time. The strong one there, but I was going to tune to it a minute ago. At 141.80 is gone. I only used the Netherlands Web the SDR for about a week before I decided, fuck it, I'm going to buy my own one. The fun has been designing antennas to pick up as much of the world as I can with bare minimum basic components. Don't get me wrong, it's fun trying to listen into the signals and decode them and stuff, like for the digital signals, but the antennas trying to pick them up. If he hasn't got a Delta Echo call sign, I'll be very surprised. Oh no, Spanish, so it could be an Echo. That antenna for the Web SDR in the Netherlands is really, really tiny from what I can gather. Give me a second. Ah, Mr. Coolsign, Tango Whiskey Uniform. Nah, that wasn't it. I definitely heard Tango Whiskey Uniform, but there should be a number somewhere. Yeah, I mean, that's a tiny little board, but it said Mini Whip. Oh, wait a minute, I know what antenna this is. Aí com a permissão ali também para o nosso amigo Silvério, se ainda estiver a ouvir, antes que isto desapareça de vez. A continuação aí de uma boa noite, foi prazer. E espero cruzar-se de novo em melhores condições. No início, that's fucking tiny, it's amazing how well that works.
CT, a coisa vai para baixo. QSL, tem também para o nosso amigo Rei, do Charlie Sierra 7 Alpha Q Rádio. Se me estiver a ouvir também, uma boa noite, bom batente por aí e a concentração do trabalho, porque realmente como está melhor que ninguém.
I'm wondering if that might be South America I'm hearing.
Às vezes, sem caras. Ok, amigo Reis, tudo bom também. Sim, senhor. Amigo João, e deixe-me uma palavrinha consigo, provavelmente se quererá despedir. E se assim não for, olha, fazer rodar é quem estiver na vez. Vitor, Eco 3 Sanguísco Uniforme, seu 4N e o grupo entrega. Vamos lá. Olha, João, só te escutar, amigo. Pronto, olha. Um abraço para ti, tudo pelo melhor, bom descanso. Muito obrigado.
Yeah, well, I was looking for when I go out, when I eventually get the money for a Malahite, I want one of these. Effectively the same thing, but it's a rechargeable one that you can mount on the car and take around with you. But it's an E-field antenna, so it says keep away from houses. It's subject to a lot of RF noise found inside household buildings such as lighting, TVs, etc. So take it out, but basically same kind of thing, 18.5 centimeters sort of mini whip. This one's got a BNC connector, but in fact I'll show you the YouTube video. Where is it? This is the setup I want. Let me just mute this. I've shown this video a couple of times on my channel, but I want one of those Malahite DSP2s if I can get hold of one. But basically, this is the setup he's got. Just goes out and literally just attached to the back of his car on the boot. That mini whip. That is it. Skaz, Luke Roberts Forks on my channel, if he's still here, he's got one arriving tomorrow. What's the HF performance on that Hack RF like, if you've got one? There you go. There you go. That's an NDB beacon on that, isn't it? That. But yeah, that's the setup I want. The road setup, if I can get it. And it receives really well. Look, there's the NDB beacons. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you kind of want this setup. If you can get the porter pack and get an MWA 30 antenna, as I said, they're 50 quid. You have to order them from Europe. There you go. But that's basically the setup I wouldn't mind taking. So, depending on the version of the Malahite you want, so the antenna is €54. I don't know how much shipping into the UK will cost on that because it's a European thing, but it's the Malahite that's going to cost. The problem is with the Malahites is they vary in price, and they also vary in the fact that some of them aren't even fucking worth the components they're actually made with. So bear with me. Let me just turn this back on so we've got nothing to listen to because they're fucked off. Nice. Give me a second. There's a signal here tuning to. Oh no, they're gone. 50 quid import fees. But yeah, so some of these, so there's one here, and it's dirt cheap. I missed out on the chance of getting one for 50 quid the other week. They've jacked their prices up the other day, and it would have been a risk. Like, there you go, AliExpress, 75 quid, but actually no, it's for an ATS 120, which is not very good. That's what I hate about AliExpress, is how they bundle multiple items. So where is it? There is one here. So from what I can gather, these ones are very good. They're like the best of the version 1 Malahite design, because there's 3 versions of the Malahite. So version 1 was the original one. And that's the one which all the Chinese guys cloned. That's why there's loads of them. When the Chinese guys cloned them, they basically got demo firmware, which they just got from the Malahite people. Obviously downloaded it illegally or whatever. But, oh no, actually I think the demo firmware was available, but it literally went from like 1K to 250 megahertz, and then it was locked down, had none of the features enabled. And if you buy a lot of these Chinese clones, they were all cloned from the Malahite hardware, and therefore getting the firmware to activate in a lot of cases was, you'd brick them. And there's one here. I gotta find it now. It's fucking disappeared now. Alright, give me a second. Fucking bloody type. So there is one here for like 70 quid. And I'd be tempted by it, but it's not activated. And the issue is, so Malahite DSP 1s, they do, mate, they do. I see that you order stuff from the communist CCP, mate. So yeah, the Malahite DSP 1s, there was a few issues with them that they ironed out in later revisions. And as such, for the DSP-1, they actually built an add-in board which added a few extra filters and attenuate and a high Z mode for the SMA socket. And typically I cannot find the 70 quid one that I saw the other day. There it is. But look, so you got 70 quid there, which isn't too bad. It looks quite a tidy unit. But when you scroll down, it is from 50 to 200 megahertz in the default mode, but then you have to register the upgrade. But the issue is, with the upgrade, you have to register it with the Russians, but you cannot pay the Russians because all the UK banks, PayPal, all of that, do not like sending money to Russia because of sanctions. And from what I can gather, the Malahite team have gone dead. You just cannot get hold of them at all. Because if you buy the official ones, you used to have to sort of pre-order, and there's a whole faff about getting them out of Russia. And so a lot of people think the Malahite team have probably been conscripted. So, but yeah, look, 50k to... Yeah, look, again, not registered. And it also, if you look, the built-in receiving module, in order to receive RF, an additional board with a source follower has been developed. The board will be built into the standard receiver design. So you'd assume that this one should have the add-in board as well. But you cannot know. It doesn't make it clear. And it doesn't say what firmware it comes with, which will probably be 1.0A. So then what you then look for is ones which come with version 1.10D, because they have been upgraded, they're activated, and 1.10D is the last firmware version for the DSP 1s. So you know if you're going to get a 1.1D, it should work. but then as soon as you start going for 1.1D, you lose the El Cheapo ones. You got like 120 quid one there, but the issue is some of these older ones do have problems, like with the whip antenna. If you hold the radio, you'd get a signal. The radio on the table, signal completely goes. You act as the ground. And so you then start creeping up in price, and then, yeah, that one's got the expansion board, but now you're already at 150 quid. So at that point, you may as well then get the Deep Elect, not that one, because that's someone ripping off the Deep Elect. So at that point, you may as well go for the Deep Elect one, which is 162 quid, which is this is widely believed to be the best of the DSP-1 models, because it's got all the bells and whistles in it, and it's been built to a really good design with real good shielding. But that's 156 quid. However, because of the sanctions in Russia, the Malahite DSP-2s have been very difficult to get hold of, the official ones. So what the Russians did is they realised that China was just going to clone the shit out of them anyway. So they actually worked with the Chinese and actually built the DSP-2, which can be sent out to the rest of the world. And so, the one that you see in every single one of the most recent YouTube videos talking about Malahite radios is this one. And this one's just gone back up in price. It was on offer. It was down to 258 quid. But this is the Mac Daddy. This is the one you want. It does RTTY decoding on board. It does FT8 decoding on board. CW decoding on board. It's got the attenuator. It's got the high Z. Well, it's got two antenna sockets, one high Z and one standard one. It's got yeah. The thing is, this one is the one that's selling. It's the one that keeps... Look, there's reviews still coming in, even like every day. Don't get me started about Meshtastic. I've seen so many videos about that shit. It's getting to the point of I thought, yeah, maybe, but then it's just put me off now. I'm just like, I can't be bothered. But there you go, look. So these reviews are all coming in, and they seem to be pretty decent. This is the one I really want. So yeah, well, that's it. That's it. Yeah, you're talking about Wingway Manchester, aren't you? Because yeah, I've not really listened to much of the shortwave, but I've done a roundup for you anyway. And most of this came in on the one night I did listen, because I was too busy playing with the Meshtastic setup. For me, I'm not interested in transmitting. I don't want to talk to people. I just want to eavesdrop and listen in. For me, the fun is trying to see. Yeah. See, for me, the whole fun is seeing what I can receive on stuff that I shouldn't be. I've already found alarms. See, I've had a look at the Helltex and stuff, and I thought I could stick one up the tree and just ignore it, but for me, I'm more interested in what I can receive on stuff I shouldn't be receiving stuff on. Like speaker wire antenna picks up NOAA satellites. I shouldn't be able to receive a NOAA satellite on a piece of speaker wire. Don't get me wrong, it's not a strong signal, but it is strong enough to get locked for a few seconds and start getting parts of the signal coming in. For me, that's impressive. Because at the end of the day, a speaker wire antenna should not be able to pick up satellites. If I go off this and fire up the ADSB, now ADSB, you need fucking, realistically, to get the best out of it, you need... Yeah, that's it. So for me, like the ADSB, like, this is on a piece of speaker wire. Now, speaker wire antenna 1 works better for ADSB. I'll switch over to that. But I shouldn't be able to receive, like, ultra high frequency signals. And okay, they're quite powerful. And I'm only receiving 1 at the moment. But I shouldn't be able to receive aeroplane signals on a piece of speaker wire. Yeah, the fact is, I can get NOAA satellites. You know, like if I go to... Where are we? Let me just bin out of that. Because every time I use the ADSB decoder, it causes problems. So if I go... I mean, speaker wire antenna 1 is better for this bit. But if I do... I'm on 1 as well. Give me a second. But if I go... I mean, look how strong that fucking pager signal comes in on a piece of speaker wire. I mean, speaker wire shouldn't be receiving things that well. Yeah. But bear in mind, this is the cheapest, nastiest speaker wire I could get my hands on. It's £4.75 for 25 metres from Screwfix. In fact, I will show you the speaker wire I use. It's fucking awesome stuff. I tell you what, I did get more expensive speaker wire. I did get more expensive speaker wire and I found it too hard to strip. I usually strip them with my teeth and I kept fucking biting through it, even though it was more expensive. Oh no, I tell a lie. It's more expensive. It's £4.92 for 25 metres. This is the bad boy I use. 24 strands per core, mate. In all fairness, I have actually got the same speaker wire in my bedroom from where I moved the Dolby Atmos speakers from the front height position to the above the bed position. So I used that as an extension run. But yeah, I mean, as I said, speaker wire antennas work great. Let's have a look at the 160 band again. Here we go, there's some activity down here. But yeah, for me, it's all about seeing how far I can receive stuff from. When I got the Japanese guy the other day, I was over the moon. I was like, man, I've never heard a Japanese guy. And I'm not talking about the one on digital either. I got one on HF the day after I got the digital one.
The environment of re-entry, you see. I said, oh, yeah, you know, I knew very little about
Mate, I could hit the States with a piece of wire if I had a full license and a 1 fucking kilowatt transmitter. But I would only be able to hit the States once. Fucking CQ. Ah, the fucking wire's melted. By the time I get the second CQ out, the wire would have melted. See, that's how it is, mate. Telephone wire, how does that work? Ah, no, it's not twisted, is it? So you might be alright.
350 volts and whatever for the supply. And of course, I had not a clue what the environment was. And the way they did it in those days, he said, we got a vibrator.
See, 160 band is so much better on the second antenna. I mean, you can hear them, but I mean, that's a fucking massive difference. To be honest with you, most of the bands aren't as dramatically different as this. But that being said, so this is 160 on speaker wire 2. So this is the west facing one in the back garden, big long one. If I do this and go, I'll put it back to speaker wire 1. We'll go to one of my favourite frequencies, which is one of the more boring one, the old Russian buzzer. I usually like it because the Ukrainians take the piss out of it. So here we go. Oh, let me fucking get this in the centre. There we go. Nice. 4 watts. How the fuck do you do that? So look, if we now look at... So this is speaker wire antenna 1. But if I switch to 2, fucking goes right up and the buzzer goes next to silent. I'd have been fucking disappointed with this if I'd have had this as my first antenna. So I've now got antennas that sort of give me decent coverage all around. So difference is massive. So look, same with the 160 band. 160 is so much better on the new second antenna. FT8, nice. Hey, the speaker wire's cheap, mate. I like cheap. Cheap is good.
Really, I'll send that to you, Peter. George, rather, you'll find it interesting. You coughed up there, Rick.
Oh, hello. Is that the auto gain having a hissy fit?
That's right. That's it.
Anyway, speaker wire is magic. It's also very finicky.
Yeah, well, you see,
Look at that though, 80 metres is better on speaker wire 1.
something like that, so
Yeah, but you got to get the right amount up there and in the right position. I injured myself climbing a tree in the garden, fucking getting it trying to... Only for it to not be that good on the tree I first put it up.
It's difficult. Man, it's just, if anybody comes in the gate, packing feet in front of me while I'm watching telly, and the people with the dogs that pull at the gate.
So these are the British guys. See, the Americans are going to all be up on the high frequencies, and the Far East are going to be in the higher ones, aren't they? Oh, hello.
To make trade less cumbersome, and I can also touch on that if you.
Fucking hell, nice. Nothing there. I've got to disappear in a minute because the wife wants to go to bed and actually past my bedtime as well. I need to get a proper night's sleep for work. I've not had a proper night's sleep in a long time. Well, I say a long time back. Well, we've got the States. We know we can get the States. Heating pipe antenna. I think the boiler might fucking interfere with it. In all fairness, I have got the antenna switch in the bedroom grounded to the radiator. So speaker wire antenna 1 is grounded outside, pretty much outside the front door. And speaker wire antenna 2 is grounded a little bit further along in the garden. But when the antennas come into the bedroom, the switch in the bedroom here is also further grounded to the radiators. Not that it makes probably any difference at all, but I've done that and I've ferrited the fuck out of everything. Everything's got ferrite chokes on it, apart from speaker wire antenna 2. Because I ran out of chokes. I've only got massive giant ones on antenna 2. Still can't work out what these 30k spikes are. Every 30k there's a noise spike. I haven't got a clue what they are. Fuck me. 40 metre band's alive tonight. This one performs better on antenna 1. Well, I say it's not a lie. It's not a lie, actually. Europeans. pipe antenna. Ah, bloody hell.
Yeah, who's the Papa Delta 7? Okay, Papa Delta 7, Lima...
I wonder though, if I were to clamp a bit of coax to like one of those 3-metre tall copper pipes you get for fucking radiators from the local DIY store, and then fucking screw that to the side of the house as a vertical antenna. I wonder how well one of them would work. I mean, it may work. I mean, you'd probably have more luck with a central heating system, or finding where your mains power earth is, but you do run the risk of issues. Right. On that note, I am going to have to call it a night because the wife is wanting to come to bed. I'm going to have a little check of the floorboards to make sure they're not fucking soaking wet. I'm going to go down and also check the boiler, make sure that's still holding the same kind of pressure, because it was a slow leak. As I said last night, I mean, the boiler has still been working perfectly through the day, holding its pressure. So, yeah, it's been holding, as I said, it's been holding its pressure all day. It has dropped, but not by much. So where I put the screw in, the screw had kind of plugged the leak for the most part. But yeah, I said 130 quid for 2 bits of solder. But fucking had to be done, didn't it, really? And to be honest with you, it's getting access to the 2 little holes to put the bits of solder on, which was the fun part. So yeah. Anyway, I am going to disappear. Also, if for those who came later in the stream and I've been talking about antennas, there is the old antenna setup. I've got 3 antennas. That's why I need to get a new switch box. But yeah, I will leave you with the antenna setup. And yeah, no, I enjoy hanging out, to be honest with you. I've tried streaming video games and bass guitar and stuff, and I've had more luck fucking sitting here twiddling a knob on a radio. You know, for me, I just enjoy hanging out with everyone and chatting away. I know I sometimes ramble on a bit of shit, but yeah, it's all good. But no, it's not. Yeah, no, that's it, mate. But no, it's more thanks you guys for coming and putting up with me. You know, I know. As I said, I'm still going to get a Malahite, and now I realise that my job sometimes has waiting around while I'm waiting for appointments. I might get a Malahite with the MWA 30 antenna and just get one of those little window mounts, and just sort of hook it over when I'm waiting for a customer to get an appointment, hook the antenna up. The only problem is I reckon that it's not going to work that well because a lot of the places I'm going to be are going to be urban environments. But yeah, I'll keep an eye out. If I see another Malahite that goes freakishly cheap on Ali, I might just fucking jump on it and grab it. I mean, I'm gutted that I did not order it for 48 quid the other night. Even if it was a bag of shit without the expansion board and didn't work as well as it could do, 50 quid, it's 1/5 of the price of the big one. So yeah. Anyway, I will leave you guys to it. Thanks for coming and hanging out, and I will probably be, well, maybe online tomorrow. I've got to do a bit more orbital sanding of floorboards because the wife wants to paint them this week. So yeah, maybe on after I've done that, if I'm not too absolutely fucking exhausted and full of chest dust. Because I woke up with fucking dodgy lungs this morning because I was fucking full of sanding dust, even though I was wearing a mask. So yeah. Anyway, I will see how I feel tomorrow, but I should be on similar sort of time, 8, 9 o'clock-ish till about 10, 11. So yeah. Anyway.